Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne, and I'm here today to talk to you all about my makes from July and some of the things that I loved that month. Before we get started, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has subscribed already. I am getting very close to 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Like, that's amazing. So if you haven't already and you're enjoying watching my videos, then please do hit that subscribe button because I would love to reach 3,000 soon, and I have a giveaway planned for when I get there. I've been in touch with all of the pattern companies that were in my top 5 pattern companies, and they've all agreed to provide a pattern for the giveaway, which is awesome. And I've also got some amazing haberdashery bits that First Fabrics have provided. So I've got, yeah, a lovely bundle of prizes for my 3,000 subscriber giveaway, so please help me get there. I am wearing the Named Clothing kilo wrap dress, which I made in fabric that I bought on a destash on Instagram. So often accounts that I follow on Instagram will post saying they've got some fabric to get rid of that they're maybe not going to use now, and they're going to destash it, and then people can go on and buy it. So I bought this from Nina of Nina Lee Patterns. This was one of her fabrics, and this was also the first thing I made in the month of July. Another Named Clothing kilo wrap dress, because I just absolutely adore this pattern. I love the way that the long tie can be tied at the front or the back, creating different looks, and I just love the shape of the dress. It's so comfortable, it's so lovely to wear on a warm day, and I love it. I've got another one planned already, so that will be my third. The next thing I made in July was another repeat of a pattern I've already made, and that is the Deer and Doe Sirocco jumpsuit. Again, I made it in scuba crepe, like I made my first one in, and the fabric was from Lubidoo Fabrics. Scuba crepe has a lovely sort of texture to it, but it's got great stretch. It fits really well. It's a dream to work with. I love the leaf print of this one. I wore this to go out for a Prosecco brunch with 2 of my lovely friends, and I didn't actually have a chance to hem the trousers before we went, but nobody could tell. I love this jumpsuit. I cut out another one this morning, so again that'll be my third Sirocco jumpsuit, but I just love it so much. The next thing I made in July was my pattern entry for the pattern swap, and I didn't win any of the prizes. It was a random draw. I didn't win any of the prizes, but that was absolutely fine. I was very happy with the garment that I made, and it was the Tilly and the Buttons Bateen dress. Now, I got this on the pattern swap and it had already been cut to a size 4, a Tilly size 4, which is the size I always go for. So I just went ahead and made that size. I got the fabric from Lamazi Fabrics a while ago. I got a remnant piece, but it was the perfect size to make the Bateen. I really love it. It's a gorgeous vibrant blue colour with a lovely floral design on, quite subtle but really effective. I love the shape of this dress. I'm really happy with it. It's just ever so slightly tight across the bum area. So I think next time I make it, and there will be a next time, I'm going to just add a bit of size into the bum, do a bit of a full bum adjustment. And also I think I might do a bicep adjustment, which I've not done before, but I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just because the Bateen again was slightly tight across the upper arm area, but other than that I really like it. I wore it to the pub one night with friends and they complimented me on it as well, so really happy with that one. The next 2 things that I made in July were the same pattern, and it's a continuation of my love affair with the Tilly and the Buttons Noora top. So I made 2 versions, both very different, as you'll be able to see from the photos. So the first one I made was in this incredible jersey fabric from Sew Me Sunshine. Now, I actually shared this in my last fabric haul video. I just absolutely love this fabric. It's sold out pretty much straight away, but then I know Harriet got some more in. I'm not sure if she's still got it in stock now, but do keep checking back. I will put a link in the description down below to the fabric on Harriet's website if it is available, but I would highly recommend that you get some. I love the design, I love the shimmery bits, the foil, metallic sort of, what's the word? Detail? Metallic detail? Yeah, the metallic detail. And I made the Noora, but what I did was I lengthened it because I wanted it to be more of a dress length, like a t-shirt dress, just a very casual t-shirt dress that I could wear over leggings or over tights or even bare legs if it's warm enough for that. I didn't quite have enough to do the sleeves in the same fabric because it was a directional print. If it wasn't a directional print, I would have been able to get it out of a metre, but with it being directional I had to use a different fabric. But I was using a different fabric for the neckband anyway, and I just used this gorgeous fuchsia pink or cerise pink jersey from First for Fabrics. I use their plain jerseys all the time for my neckbands and cuffs and things like that because it's just so versatile. They have such an amazing range of shades. It's really well priced, so I always use that. So I used that for the neckband, I used that for the sleeves. Ooh, I just got a sight of my nails on the camera. There you go. So yeah, I used the contrast fabric on the sleeves and on the neckband, and then to lengthen it I simply added length at the bottom, and I just used as much as I could of the fabric. So I think I ended up lengthening it by 12 centimetres because that's all I could fit on the fabric. So it wasn't an exact science by any means, simply adding 12 centimetres to the bottom, but I'm really happy with the outcome. And as you can see, I paired it with tights and trainers, and I just had a little sort of ponytail, like high ponytail, and I felt quite 80s in this. I really enjoyed my outfit that day, and I've worn the dress top again since more than once, and I just love it so much. The other Noora that I made was a very quick make the night before we went to Dublin, and it's in this incredible fabric from First for Fabrics. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about First for Fabrics later, but the fabric was from them, and I again made the Noora. I lengthened it this time by 15 centimetres, I think, because I had more fabric. I had over a metre of this one, so I lengthened it a bit more. I did make another change, which I didn't mention before, to both of these Nooras, is I lowered the neckband by 1 inch. So all I did was I cut out my existing front bodice, and then I just measured down from the centre front neckband piece just down there. I measured down 1 inch, and then I just basically drew a curve up to the shoulder seam, and I reduced it to 1/2 inch by the time it got there, so it went from 1 inch to 1/2 inch, and that just makes a very subtle difference, but I really like it, and I think I'm going to do that on all of my Nooras in future because it is a very high necked design, and just by bringing it down slightly it really just makes a bit of a subtle difference, but I prefer it and it's more comfortable. I didn't have to change the neckband piece at all, so the actual neckband that you attach around, I didn't make any changes to that. It was just the same size as per the pattern. So as you can see in the picture for this one, I've just tied a knot in the t-shirt. I didn't actually hem this one, the sleeves or the bottom, because we were flying to Dublin and I didn't have time, and with jersey you don't really need to anyway, so that's just a little secret. Nobody noticed. It was just really casual, tied it in a knot at the side, and I was really comfortable wandering around Dublin in my Noora from First for Fabrics. The fabric was so soft, so comfortable. I love it very much. Oh, I feel like I've got a lot of things to talk about today. The next thing that I made, well actually I made, this isn't quite in order, time order of when I made them, but the last thing I made for myself was a dress which was a hack version of the Ogden cami. So I used the Ogden cami as a base for the top part of the dress, but then I shortened it and added a gathered skirt. So it was really simple. I am going to do a video on it in future, so I won't go into much more detail about it now, but I made this in fabric from Minerva Crafts, which they provided me with, and I'll be writing a blog post for them. It's actually Christmas fabric, which I did show in my fabric haul video, that is quite a subtle Christmas print, so it's got robins on, and I know that some people have commented saying that they wouldn't associate robins with Christmas, but in the UK they are seen as sort of a Christmassy bird. You can buy Christmas cards with robins on and Christmas decorations and things like that. Now I did look up on Google why that is, and there is some history to it, to do with, I think in Victorian times, postmen at the time wore red jackets and they became known as robins, and anyway, so that's part of the link. If you know more about that, then please let me know, but I did look that up and find that information. I used the fabric from Minerva Crafts to make a Christmassy dress, but it's a really subtle Christmassy dress, so nobody would have been able to tell really walking past me that that's what I was wearing. But I wore this dress to go to a really fun event at the Tyneside Cinema in Newcastle, and they were launching their Christmas events programme, and they do all sorts of amazing events over Christmas for families, children, for adults, lots of really fun things going on there. So if you live locally to Newcastle, please look up the Tyneside Cinema and look at what they're doing over Christmas, or even any time throughout the year. I really love it there. I had my hen do there. They were launching their Christmas events, so they invited some bloggers to go along. I went along, Sam came with me. It was a really, really fun, random thing to be doing on one of the hottest days of the year in July, but it was really lovely and I enjoyed wearing my dress. I felt very cool in it, as in temperature cool, because it was so hot, but I had this lovely cool dress on with a little nod to Christmas. And the very last thing that I made in July was actually a gift for a friend's baby. So my friend's baby was 1 in July and she's so gorgeous, and I made her a little jumper and a pair of leggings, and the patterns I used were Sew Over It. They have a children's range called Poppy and Jazz, and I made the strawberry sweatshirt and the tangerine trousers, and I made it in this gorgeous cactus print fabric from System & Tacker, and I loved making these. They're so cute and so small. It was my first time making baby clothes, and I just really loved it because I ended up with just the cutest, tiniest little things, and it made me excited for the future, for possibly when I may be able to make baby clothes for my own babies. So yeah, I would recommend those to you, or if you know of any other children's patterns that you would highly recommend that are similar to this, then let me know, because as I said, I really enjoyed making these, and quite a few of our friends are actually pregnant at the moment or planning to start a family, so I'm thinking I'm going to be making quite a few more baby clothes in the future. Just while I'm talking about that outfit, I did want to show you something, and this is why you shouldn't sew when you are tired, because I ended up making the trousers twice. Because the first time I overlocked, so I made them straight on the overlocker, I overlocked the crotch seam together on the outside rather than the inside. I ended up having to make them again because I wasn't going to be picking that, and because I'd trimmed as I went on the overlocker, it was going to affect the size. If I unpicked that and then sewed it again, it would have affected the size of them. Don't sew when you're tired. When that happened, I turned my sewing machine off, turned my overlocker off, and I went to bed, and I came back the next morning and cut out a new pair and sewed them up perfectly the second time. Mistakes do happen, we all make them. Just thought you might like to see that and see how dozy I was. Oh, this is a really, really long video, so I'm going to whiz through some favourite things. I'm not going to go into huge detail because this video is going to be far too long. Favourite TV programme of July was Stranger Things. Series 3 came out and it was incredible. We watched it in the space of about 4 days. It's on Netflix. If you've never seen Stranger Things before, I would highly recommend it. There are 2 other series to watch, and I think this was possibly my favourite series, although series 1 was incredible. And in series 3, 11 has the best wardrobe. Really, really cool. She's ignited this sort of 80s style in me, and I'm kind of loving it right now. So yeah, favourite TV programme, Stranger Things. My favourite book of the month was, I only read 1, well I finished 1, which was a real chore to get through. It was 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, and I just didn't really enjoy it, but I kind of felt that I needed to finish it because I'm sure it had good reviews. So I thought I really need to plough through and hopefully it'll have some enjoyment in it for me. And I didn't enjoy it. I've really loved some of her other books, so please don't let me put you off. And you might have enjoyed that one, but I know that me and my mum both really struggled with that. So then I needed something that was a bit of a quick fix to get me back into the joy of reading. So I went for one of my standard psychological thrillers, and it was a book called Three Little Lies by Laura Marshall, and I devoured this, I think, in the space of 2 days because it was just a really easy read, but it really kind of hooked me. I would recommend that if you're just looking for a nice quick book to enjoy and fly through. This could be the one for you. My favourite YouTube channel of the month. I found this one quite difficult. You know, I watch quite a lot of people and loads of people who are really lovely to watch, but I did watch a video by this person and it just made me really laugh. So I thought I'd put her on as my favourite, and that is Adele, whose channel is called Button and Pip. So if you haven't watched her before, head over and give her videos a watch. She will really make you laugh. She's just got the most bubbly, infectious personality. She really makes me laugh and makes me smile when I watch her. She makes beautiful clothes. Yeah, go and give her a watch. An Instagram account that I wanted to mention is an account that's raising money for charity. So I just want to mention it on here because I know quite a lot of people aren't on Instagram, but it might be something that you might want to pop over and look at, or if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to check it out. So it's an Instagram account called destash for kids with cancer, and it's got underscore underneath each of the words. I'll leave a link to it down below. And it's an account that's been set up by a lovely lady who's in the Sewn community already called Leslie. She's got a beautiful daughter who sadly last year in October went to the hospital with stomach pains and was diagnosed with cancer, and it's just obviously awful that that should happen, but it has. Obviously Leslie's then spending a lot of time at hospital with her daughter, and she wanted to do something while she was there that would give back to the charity who's done an awful lot for her family since the diagnosis, and that charity is Click Sargent. I'll leave the link down below to the website about Click Sargent for you to have a read for yourself if you haven't heard of it, but they do an awful lot for the families of people who've been diagnosed with cancer. So Leslie set up this Instagram account to raise money for them, and what happens is if you've got anything that you own, any fabric, patterns, yarn that you don't need anymore or don't want, you send a photo with a little description over to Leslie, over to the destash for kids with cancer account, and you say what you think a suitable donation would be, and you say whether you would pay for the postage or the buyer would pay for the postage. And unfortunately it's only in the UK, so it's anybody outside of that can't actually make purchases. But then what happens is Leslie posts that onto the account. If you want to buy it, you say sold or something like that. You then go over to the Just Giving page and you make the donation of the recommended amount, and then you send your address over to Leslie and she passes it on to the person who was selling the item and they post it out to you. So it's really been lovely to see so many people contributing to it, and I'm sure she's already raised in the space of a couple of weeks over £2,000, which is absolutely incredible. It's wonderful. So I think the account's just going to be open for a while. If you want to contribute, or if you want to go on and see if there's anything that you could buy and give to the charity, then please do. As I say, everything will be linked down below. I have sold some things on there, and I've also bought a couple of things on there. I've bought a piece of fabric and a pattern. It's just nice to support Leslie's family and support the charity that is doing some incredible work. So yeah, thought I would mention that on here. And the very last thing I'm going to mention before I go, because this video is so long, is something that I did in July which was really fun, and that was the First for Fabrics Tyne takeover. So Kaylee got in touch and asked if I'd be interested in heading over there one day and taking over their social media, their Instagram account. So again, it's on Instagram, so if you're not over there, I am really sorry, but First for Fabrics do have a website that you can order from. They ship worldwide. You just have to send them a message over and they will let you know, like an email or a message, and they will calculate the postage costs for you. So I don't think it's an option on the actual website, but they sort that out for you on request. They are on Facebook as well. Yeah, they're my local fabric shop. They're a family run business. I love going there. I go as often as I can. And their range of fabric is incredible. So I headed over there a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday, and I spent the whole day there with Kaylee, and we were doing lots of things on Instagram. So I was filming around the shop. I picked out some of my favourite fabrics. So Kaylee said, off you go around the shop, choose some of your favourite fabrics, bring them in to the room, and Kaylee then discounted them to amazing prices. And as well, everything was also 15% off. So on top of that, there was 15% off everything. I talked through the fabrics, picked out 6 of my favourites, shared them on Instagram, and then put the discount code up, and people went mad for it, which was really, really lovely. We got so many orders in, so I then helped Kaylee to cut the fabric, to package up the orders, to write the little notes, the personalised notes to go in each of the parcels, and it was just a really, really lovely way to spend my day. She then went and picked out some pieces from the haberdashery wall, so they've now got a prim haberdashery wall with incredible tools and notions that you would use when you are working on your sewing project. And Kaylee picked out a lovely little set of things for me to share as part of a giveaway. So as I mentioned earlier, when I get to 3,000 subscribers, hopefully soon, those items will be in the giveaway. I then spoke to Kaylee the next day, and she said so many more orders had come in again overnight, people still using the code and still going for my fabric favourites as well at amazing prices. So I went in again the next day and helped Kaylee and Julie to again package up orders and write notes, and yeah, it was just a really, really fun thing to do, and I loved it. So I think it may happen again at some point. If you want it to happen again, please let First of Fabrics know, and I'm sure it could be arranged. Right, I'm going to leave it there. This video is so long. Thank you for sticking with me. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video if you did, and I'll see you again very soon. Happy sewing. Bye. Nonsense. Talking nonsense.